Hi, it's Fraser from the Coastal Survival School. I'm just going to do the follow-up of the video I done yesterday on preparing the rabbits and putting them into the smoker to hot smoke them. Rabbits been in there overnight. I kept the smoker going yesterday for about 4 or 5 hours and then just left it in there overnight. It's got a good breeze coming up underneath. So I'm just going to quickly open the box and show you the rabbit from yesterday. Show it's come out. A little beetle in there. Right. So the first rabbit was in there for about an hour longer than the other one. I can show you the difference. And the spit that was in the middle seems to have got quite hot. And there we go. Hopefully you can see that. Lovely and smoked. There's the saddles there. There's the saddles just there, look. It's got a lovely deep rich colour in there. That's the 2 belly strips. They were really thin, so they've almost turned jerky. They're completely dry. There's the 2 back legs. It should be nice and dry now, and you just want to look into it. Make sure there's no moisture, and the smoke's got nice and deep everywhere. Trouble is, if there are any little crevices, that's where the flies are going to get in and lay their eggs if there's anything there that smoke hasn't got to. That's good to go, I expect. Quite salty, obviously really smoky, but personally I think that's the best way to eat rabbit, smoked. And we're not worried about the salt in there too much. If I drop this into a stew, which is what I'll probably do, I'm going to hang it up to air dry. And I'll just show you where that is now. I meant to show you the fish yesterday. Leave it up to air dry, and I'll just take it off dry, flake it into a stew, and it's already got the salt in there, which is really great. I'll just grab the camera now and show you where I'm going to hang them up. So there's the top of the parachute. All I've done is I've put a ring of hazel sticks up there just to keep it open. That's suspended up on the string. And here's the fish I was telling you about yesterday. That's the fish that we've prepared on from one of the last coast hunter courses, and that's just been really well salted and hung up there, and that's been up there for over a month now. And you can see the fillets on the end had slightly more salt, and they've just kept really well. The ones in the middle had a little bit less salt. That's the students' ones there in the middle. And that's my 2 on the end. Not a problem at all. Like I always say, if you can't fillet a fish that neatly, just make a fish pie with it. But yeah, all I'm going to do now, you can see it's just got some blue polyprop right there that I'm going to twist open, and I'll let that down, and I'm going to tie some string on the ends of these sticks now that I've got the rabbit on each end, and just hang them just off the edge of that stick up there, and they'll just turn, as the wind takes it, turns lovely. But what I want to do on this video is just finish off the skins from yesterday. Obviously a really good resource, skins. Like I said in the past video, even if you've only got one, you can make 2 foot warmers or insoles, furry insoles, or the average size just about. Probably if you've got size 10 feet, you just about get up to size 10 feet, just about to get 2 out of that. 4 of them together, though, is going to make you a nice hat. It's not going to take you too long, hopefully, to get 4 rabbits. So what I done yesterday, I left both skins were salted. I just left one hanging on the bush there to drip dry. You can see that one's still quite wet, and there's still a little bit of flesh left on the side of that one there as well, down on the stomach, which I'm going to have to address later. But I'm going to cure it first and then take that off when it's softened up a little bit. And this one, just as an experiment, I left on the box there yesterday. I thought I'd be clever and take the stick off and put the wet skin over it like that, which actually stuck the box together, kept the lids together, kept the smoking a little bit better. But it's been a little bit uneven up through the centre of the gap of the box. The heat obviously got out there, it was a little bit hotter, and it's dried that out a little bit too much actually for my liking. But the rest of it is really good actually. So I reckon if I'd have put them on one on each side like that, one on each side hanging over like that, and made sure it wasn't down the middle, it would have dried nice and evenly. So that's another good use for the heat from the smoker. As the meat was smoking, it's actually dried the skin enough for me today. If I do want to clean it up a little bit, I can. This one was actually quite clean. Like I say, you can trim this off while it's fresh. It's not that difficult to take off. and make them off. If it starts to tear the skin though, like it is there slightly, just leave it on. But if you can get it off, do try and get it off. It's obviously going to save you having to do it later. If it starts to tear it though, the skin's a bit thin, sometimes I just leave it on. That's actually coming off quite nicely. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Just going to tear that there bit to come off. Be careful just there, it's a little bit thin. Yeah, it doesn't really want to go any more than that, so just get the knife under there really carefully without putting a hole into the skin. Trim that little bit off. There's not much more on there, to tell you the truth, anyway. So what I want to do with them now, they've both been salted. This one, like I said, is dried a little bit more. But hey, we'll put them both in together and see what happens anyway. What I'll do is I'm going to show you how to get the brains out of the rabbit now, without too much effort hopefully. Smear that over the skin, then we're going to roll it up, pop it into a bucket, soak it in some urine, leave it in there for, I don't know, depends on the weather really. If it's really hot, I'll leave it out in the sun. I'll probably leave it in there for a couple of days. If it gets really cold, I'll leave it in there for a few more days, but about 3 days on average, I suppose. Then we'll take it out of the urine, hang it up, dry it, scrape it, clean it, and then we'll take it down to the stream, give it a good wash and a scrub out, dry it again, and then once it's dry again, then I'll finish it off with some vegetable oil, a little bit of paraffin. Used vegetable oil I sometimes use, there's no need to use fresh oil if you've got it, but it's just two things I've got to hand, like I said before. Right, let's get on with the brains anyway. So that one I cut off, still got a little bit of the neck sticking out of it, and what we want to do, basically the brains are in just behind the eyes, just under here, so easy way to get them out is just to hold the ears. Hopefully you can see that there. Hold the ears and just cut from the eye, between the eye and the ear, straight down. Just again let your knife follow the back of the bone, guiding you as you go. And there we go, as the ear's cut from the back of the head. And now all we need to do is just roll that back ever so slightly, and then we just want to make a crack on the back of the skull, just behind the eyes with the back of the knife. You don't have to go too mad, it's quite easy to shatter it, and then just with your knife you should be able to get under the back of the skull there now. It generally just comes off in two parts if you're really lucky. Careful not to cut yourself. Be careful of the sharp fragments of bone. And now you should be able to see the brains just in there now, just tucked in there. Just going to give it a couple more cracks on the side, just to make sure I've got the skull nicely open. And there we go. Should be able to see now, holding it, put the ears underneath the chin and roll it backwards, and you should be able to see the brains. Just bring it in there. Brains just in there, okay? And that's the stuff we're going to smear onto the skin. So just with the back of our knife, it's quite easy to scrape that out now. Should almost come out in one go. It's almost in two halves, it looks like sometimes. There we go. There's all of the brains taken out. And I'm sure one of the dogs or the cat will make short work of that head later. They've already tried to steal it during the night. Right, now we just need to get a stick, just a normal round stick. Just like, and just smash it all up. Hold it up now. Make it into a paste. There we go. That should be enough. One brain should be enough in theory. Work it right into the edges. Once you've got it everywhere, start working away from it. Here's my cat. you can probably see. She's the best rabbit hunter. That's little Shush the cat. Found her down outside a petrol station, or gas station as they say in America. She's been wandering around there for 3 days. Nobody seemed to know where she'd come from. I picked her up, took her down to the vets, and she didn't have a microchip, didn't have a collar on, so I put posters up everywhere trying to find her owner. And then the day I was thinking, how am I going to have a cat travelling around in a van, living here, there and everywhere? What can I do with her, and how am I going to cope? I was just thinking I need to find a little old lady who she can go and stay with, and she come jumping through the bedroom window. At the time I was living in a old hotel on the coast, and she come jumping in through the bedroom window. It was middle of winter with a full-grown rabbit. Well, she actually jumped up to the window and then fell down. I heard a thud, looked at, and there was a full-grown rabbit there. So she's been with me ever since, and as you can see, she'll take great pleasure in eating the ears on that rabbit. I'm sure in a minute nothing goes to waste around here. Right, here we go. That one's smeared in lovely. So there we go. That was the brain out of there. And no, sorry, that's the brain out of that one. The cat's just went off with. So this one, I've done this one earlier. I'll just show you again. I've done this one from the back a different way. It just shows you every time I do something. There's no one way to, well, I shouldn't say skin a cat while the cat's here, but so that one I just cut from the back instead of the front of the ears, and then just exposed the brain again, cracked it, and it came out. It's come out in one piece on that one. There you go. Get rid of bits of debris off there, so you get the general idea. Mush it all up. This is why it's good if it's a little bit drier like this. It gives you a more solid base to work on. When it's still a little bit wet like this, it's harder to work across. You have to be a little bit more careful not to go through the skin. It's not such a hard structure. Pushed it a little bit far off there, take it back up there. Trick is now keep these somewhere where the dogs or the cats, dogs or the cat aren't going to find it. So once it's going to go into a plastic bucket, and I'll hang it up with urine on, and hopefully won't go near it then. Then once it's out of the plastic bucket, I'll probably hang it up on another stick above the parachute there. So there's 2 heads done, or 1 head, the cat's had the other one. There's 2 skins done anyway. Brain smeared all over them now. So all I want to do now, keeping my hands nice and clean, is just roll it up. And the only reason I roll it up is so I can put it in the smallest amount of liquid as possible, I suppose. I'll roll it up like that. There's an old plastic bucket. I'll just pop that in the bottom there. Just give it a good press down. Finish the leg off so neat on that one. All I'll probably do is put a stone on top of that, just to weigh them down, just anything sort of flash. So there's both the skins anyway, just rolled up and pressed down in the bottom of the bucket. You can spread them out a little bit just so they take up the shape of whatever the container you're putting them into. And there's just a litre of urine, about 2 or 3 days old. I'll just soak that on there now. Always find it's best if you use your own urine. Maybe not best for the curing, but seems better to handle. Take our stick again, and all we want to do now is just press that down and make sure that's fully submerged. And then hopefully, and it's starting to open up a little bit as I press them down, but they're just taking up the shape of the bucket. Get all the air out of them basically to make sure the skins don't float up. It's just a case of pressing from the middle out to the edge of the roll, and then most of the air comes out. One that's slightly drier at this stage, although it was easier to spread as harder to press down. So, and there we go. Right, I'll pop a stone on top, a couple of stones on top of that now. Make sure that stays right under that, press down, stop any animals getting hold of them as well. Make sure all of the skin's totally submerged in the liquid now, and that's it. 2 of the skins smeared with the brains. We started off salting them yesterday as soon as they'd come off the rabbits, basically, so there's no infection. Well, not infection, we're not going to eat them, but we don't want any maggots getting into them and the flesh starting to decay. It's not that hot here at the moment, it's about 18 degrees, but if you're somewhere that's twice as hot as that, obviously stuff's going to start to rot really quickly. So get the salt on if you've got it. If you haven't got the salt, then you can just give them a really good scrape, hang them up as best as you can, spread them out, obviously tie them out. If you want to get them dry as quickly as possible, but if you're going to smoke, use one of these smokers, and you can put them on that straight away anyway. Putting them onto the cardboard is going to dry them out if you haven't got any salt. And then just get the brains on there, roll them up, put them in the urine, leave them in there for about 2 or 3 days, take them out, give the skins a good scrape. Once you've scraped the skins and they're all clean, then I'll take them down, wash them in some water in the stream, or take a bucket of water out of the stream, just in case there's someone drinking out of the stream downstream. I should probably take a bucket of water, wash them, and then put the water on the ground, actually a few metres away from the stream. There's a friend of mine, I'm sure, downstream who takes his water from that spring-fed stream, so I don't think I'd appreciate my concoction of tannin liquid coming down to his camp. So hope that was okay, simply explained. Like I say, there's loads of different ways of doing things, but any positive comments really appreciated. Please continue to watch the videos. There'll be a link at the end to my website, www.coastalsurvival.com. If anybody wants to email me personally about any information about what the courses I run or what the content of the courses I run, please email me at coastalsurvival@gmail.com. Thanks for watching, cheers, bye.